Hello, friends. Welcome, Salo Mason Happy Home. I'm happy to be here with you today. And I want to share with you something that happened to me yesterday that I found shocking, and it resonated with me on a very deep personal level. I went for my annual physical, and of course, I'm in excellent physical health. They really had to stretch to find anything wrong with me. I did have a bit of a row with my doctor because I confronted him over some misinformation that he had put in my file that I found to be unacceptable and downright dangerous as far as how I would be treated moving forward, especially if I'd gone to, an emergency room, or I was somewhere out of the state or something, and I needed to go. I was quite alarmed, and I pushed him to defend his documentation. And he finally said to me, well, I have to put in your chart what Health Partners tells me to. And if I don't, they won't approve the documentation in your chart, and they won't pay me. The heck, you say? Well, call me ignorant, but I didn't know that my doctor was being ordered by the insurance company to diagnose me per their standards and not actual medical diagnoses. I don't know if he's lying or if he's full of shit. But I thought last year, and then this year I decided, well, I'll go back to him one more time. I'll confront him about my concerns. And if I don't like what I see, I'll go somewhere else. Of course, I didn't. But now I really do believe, as I have suspected for years, that there are two types of doctors in this world. There are doctors who genuinely care about their patients as humans, as individuals, and will fight to be a partner in your healthcare journey, will defend you, will support you, will do everything that you and they agree on to benefit your health care and your health journey through your life. And then there's another type of doctor. That is the doctor that is in the business of selling goods and services to make money. And I sensed that about him last year, and now he just drilled that home into the absolute fact column for me. I was sold a full knee replacement in 2023. And I say I was sold because everybody, oh God, this is the greatest thing since toilet paper. You are going to be so happy. Oh my God, no more misery, no more locking and dislocating, and no more arthritis, and no more this, no more that. Oh, it's going to be great. You're just going to be fantastic. And I know two people that have had 2 full knee replacements, and I believed them. But my mistake was not sitting back and looking at how I live my life compared to those 2 individuals. Those 2 individuals were a full generation ahead of me, and they don't lift weights, they don't work out, they don't do yoga, they don't do things that require them to have a knee that fully bends like a natural knee. So for me, this knee surgery gets a 0 on the scale from 1 to 10. If I had known, and I listened to them, and I kept telling them, the physical therapist and the doctor, listen, this knee is not moving. Oh, well, that'll be just fine. Oh, you'll be able to do everything. And I was very specific with these liars. Oh, yeah, you'll be able to do yoga. Yeah, you'll be able to run. Yeah, you'll be able to. And then I did some research on my own and found out you can't run with a knee replacement. You shouldn't jump rope with a knee replacement. You got to be careful with them. If I had known that I couldn't beat this knee up like I do my regular knee and, doing the things that I do, I never would have considered it. I would have considered non-surgical alternatives until I ran out of options. So, shame on me for not doing a full body research here. But I trusted that doctor. And that doctor was a specialist who was in the business of selling goods and services. He didn't give a shit. He and his physical therapist lied to me to get me to believe that this would be the greatest thing on earth. It clicks, it pops, it swells. It locks up, you can't walk with it. Constant Charlie horses in that leg if I dare try to bend it. So I'm very upset about that. And I believe that this doctor I was with yesterday is solely in the business of selling goods and services. So I intend to follow up with his statement by contacting patient services at the hospital where he is located. And I fully intend to contact my insurance company today and demand to speak to someone who can give me a full explanation as to why he would say that. People, you can go onto MyChart or your doctor's version of MyChart or whatever it is, and you can request a full copy of your medical records. And had I not seen the documentation for myself when I was doing the annual, pre-check for the hearing, I never would have known the horrible things that he was putting in my file. Wrong information. My God, if I hadn't seen it for myself. He called me a bad word. So I'll be following up. But I think it was important, and I'm trying not to be vulnerable here because I want my privacy maintained with my medical history and my medical conditions and whatnot, because I'm insanely healthy for someone my age and someone my size and someone with a plastic knee. I'm incredibly healthy. I've changed. In the last 2 years, I have reversed any chronic health problems that I was facing. I no longer take any medications at all, except for an occasional ibuprofen for a, backache or something. I work out every day, intermittent fasting, high protein, all the bullshit. I do it all. Hell, I've lost 12 pounds since Thanksgiving. And he's also one of these doctors where no matter what you do, will never be good enough. And he actually made a statement to that effect. The American Medical Association mandates decorum and respect and dignity. They are supposed to uphold that. He didn't do that. But I wanted you to know, because you too could be facing high insurance rates lack of qualification for insurance covered services because of things that your doctor is slipping into your medical file that you aren't aware of. You can go on and request a copy of your medical file. If you go for an annual visit and you go in to do the pre-check, you can go into each and every one of those fields and those sections. And if you've got a problem with it, they leave you a little box that you can put a comment in. And then you can discuss it with your healthcare provider when you go in there. So I think I'm going to send a video, an email to RFK Jr. because he and Trump are fighting. They're fighting for the American people against the healthcare insurance industry. And I want them to know firsthand what happened to me. And that if this guy's telling me the truth, our insurance companies aren't just fleecing us. They're overriding our doctors. That's dangerous to the point of being life-threatening. And if you don't think so, hypothetically, here's an example. Let's say that they labeled you as morbidly obese, and you're not. You're not even in the ballpark. But they use a chart that your insurance company mandates that they use. And then you go to buy a life insurance policy, you go to change insurance companies, they see that information and they know that you are a cash cow coming to them, or you can be turned down, or you can be charged higher rates because of 2 words that are not accurate. If you go in there and you're all nervous and, crazy, annual physicals, they make you fast. You can be fasting 15, 18 hours or more. And so you go in there and you're ramped up. You're all shaky and stuff because you got to eat. So you get the blood work done, and then you're running from room to room and hospital desk to hospital desk, and you're in there and you're all ramped up and hyped up because nobody likes these things. And then they sit down and do your blood pressure. Oh, your blood pressure's high. Oh my God. You got a high blood pressure problem. No, I don't. I have a anxiety problem because I'm anxious that I'm going to bust your ass in a minute. He tried that with me yesterday. And I said, no, my blood pressure isn't high. Well, we're going to have you come back because it looks like, you might. I said, no, I don't have high blood pressure. I have an anger problem. I said, while I was waiting for you to get back from lunch, I was bench pressing and doing sit-ups in the waiting room while I was waiting for him. I had been running from room to room to room because I like to do all the annual visits at once. Get the friggin' shit done, right? So that's why my blood pressure was high. So by the end of the visit, of course, it had dropped down to below the normal 120 over 80. It was actually below that. So I told the nurse to basically, you be sure that you let him know that. And that's a sign of a really poorly educated doctor. So the moral of this story is go online right friggin' now. Look at every word, every entry on your medical record. And if there's anything on there that you question that makes you go, then you put a comment in there that you need to talk to them about that. If you see anything that's incorrect, you talk to them about it. When I was there over the summer for some eye issue that I had, they weigh you, And later on when I got home, I discovered that the technician that weighed me had entered a weight 18 pounds different than what I actually truly weigh. If you are on medications that are regulated dosage-wise by your weight, if I had not seen that, if I had not sent them a photo of me on my scale and corrected it, and I was on a medication such as that, they could have very well killed me. And it was, 18 pounds to the good. They said I weighed 18 pounds less than I actually do, and I thought, wow, that's great. But if I still weigh this 18 pounds in December when I go for my annual physical, or I've lost a little weight, but not the whole, 18-pound difference, they're going to say I gained weight. It was a setup. Pay attention. Look at that scale. Look at those numbers. Take photographs if you have to, and read your chart immediately. And any anomalies, anything that makes you go, you need to confront your doctor about it. And these are the kind of creeps that all of these grand medical universities are pumping and churning out. Terrible people who are not competent to be doctors. They're just following calculations on a chart given to them by your insurance company. Beware. Be very aware. And until next time, do good and be good.